Hello, Gemini. This is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. Hopefully you are all doing well and you have made it through the hustle and bustle of the holidays. Hold on one second, let me adjust my mic. Okay, there we go. So, 2019 is here. Congratulations. You have made it. It has not been easy, but you're here. Congrats. You will find on the table, make sure this is recording, be working my lap, there are these little gift packages. So when I was buying the decorations for the table, the angels were telling me to pick up these little gift packages because they were saying that 2019 is a gift. Because after everything that we have gone through, this is the year where our blessings are going to start to come in. Our gifts are going to come in. Those things that we've been working so hard for are going to start finally showing up. So congrats, you've made it. You are here. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Big, huge thanks to everyone who has made donations recently, especially during the holidays. I know that's not easy thing to do. So Lisa, Darnisha, Cindy, Meredith, hopefully not forget anyone with the recent donations. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for doing that. Thank you for your generosity. Now, big thanks to everyone who has been with me this year through 2018. Thank you for your subscriptions, for being there, for your support. For those of you that have been with me since we first began that, oh my goodness, thank you. It has been a wild ride, but we are there. We are finally there. 2019 is here. I am going to read a message from Archangel Michael. Now, before anyone's like, oh my gosh, you had the same intro for everything. Yes, every sign's going to have the same intro. So, because some people just listen to their sun sign and they move on. So if you're a person who's going to listen to your moon, listen to your rising, or you're going to cross-watch somebody else, hold on. Some of you guys are like feeling choked. Like you're the first reading today. I feel like my shirt is choking me. Something feels like it's choking you guys. Okay, anyhow. So you have a different intro than everyone else. But some people do just listen to their sun sign and they move on. They don't listen to any other readings. So these messages are important that everyone gets them, so you all do have the same intro. It's easy. If you listen to other readings, just skip past the intro. Go into when you see me putting the cards out on the table. But it's going to be the same for everyone. Now, Archangel Michael, when I was praying, preparing, shuffling cards, he was coming in and he kept talking about love. And it kind of threw me off because they've been talking about these readings they want me to do in February for love. So I was asking, are you wanting me to you wanted me to start now on those love readings instead of February? And he said, no, get a pen and paper. And I'll tell you, so he gave me this message verbatim for you. So I'm going to actually read that for you. It says, love is on the minds of many this month. However, use this time wisely. This brief reprieve to tie up all of your loose ends and prepare for what is to come. This is a downtime for you to ready yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually, as well as ready your home and get your affairs in order, so you can make a clean break and move forward. We have much in store for you. Prepare now, because a month or so from now, you will be glad you did. Also, take time for you. Stop agreeing to obligations that you neither have time for nor wish to do. This is your time. Use it wisely. Ask us for help with clearing your schedule, helping with the matters at hand, or helping you say no. Ask and we shall help. We are very excited for what's to come. You should be as well. Wish upon a star because your dreams are about to unfold. The rewards for your hard work shall begin to arrive at this time. Get ready as blessings abound, unfold. We love you. You are not alone. Do not forget that. Ask and we shall show you. We are with you. So hopefully that helps you. We are going to go ahead and just get started. Now, for those of you that are interested in the decks that we are using, I'm going to list those in the box below. So I'm not going to cover them. Do keep in mind, these readings are for a large number of people. So if you're finding that this reading is just not resonating with you, go ahead and listen to your moon or your rising sign, because you may find something. Okay. They're having me get some cards off the bottoms of the decks. I'm moving the decks out of our way. But you might find messages actually in your moon or your rising sign. So again, okay. go ahead and listen to those. If this one is not your message, you have options. And if you do not know what your moon or your rising sign is, go out to Google. There's a whole bunch of amazing astrologers out there that will do a free chart for you. And at the end, we are going to pull an angel answer card, so stay tuned because I'll pull that at the end for everyone. Okay, so what we have here at the bottom, we have the circle. Okay. So we have the circle. So this card, this is, what is it that you learned in 2018 that, this big lesson, this big takeaway from 2018 that has laid the foundation for you in 2019. You'll see there's all these hands interlocked. And this is, all about connection, our interconnectedness with one another. And at the end of 2018 coming into 2019, you have learned that it is time to let go of the old, to let go of some decaying situations, to let go of some toxic people, toxic situations, because they just don't work for you any longer. They're not feeding your soul. They're not what is best for you any longer. And you are having some difficulty letting them go. Some of you, it could be difficult because you're like, I spent so much time with this person. I invested so much time in this situation, to let it go now, to let them go now. It's just, I've wasted all that time. But it's not a waste of time because, in fact, it served its purpose. You see all these hands around this circle. Even though, this may be a hand of something that, went south, didn't go so well. You had to let that go. But looking at the whole thing, the whole picture, you wouldn't be who you are without that situation, without that person, because they helped you grow, they helped you develop. They're part of the whole picture. So even though you have come to this point, this realization of deciding to let people, situations, places, things go, it doesn't belittle the impact that it made on you. It doesn't belittle the fact that it helped you. It got you to where you are today. It was not a waste of time. And also on the flip coin, they're also saying just because you have had a connection with someone doesn't mean that you need to continue to keep them in the circle. And that's your big takeaway from 2018. We can have connections with people. They can help us grow. They can help us get to the person that we're destined to be. But that doesn't mean that they have to continue to come to Sunday dinners. That means it's time for us to set them free and invite someone else to Sunday dinner. It doesn't have to be a person. It's just, there are a couple of things that you are coming into 2019 that you're going to be releasing. I don't get that you have released it yet because they keep saying that there's still some difficulties with you letting them go, letting it go. But the nice thing is, this is what's laying the foundation for you in 2019. So you are at that point of realizing the time has come. Now, what we have with these two cards, we have what's going to be happening in the first half of January 2019 for you, what will be happening in the second half of January 2019. Now, I'm going to put this card upright and close to the camera so you can see the graphics. It is, of course, reversed. It is the Four of Autumn. That would be the Four of Coins. At the bottom, it says, manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Now, for some of you, what you're letting go of is something pertaining to your home. So for some of you, you're going to be moving. You're going to be relocating. You do have 2 4s. And for some of you, they're also wanting you to know that your financial security will be okay with these changes. Now, this card reverse is actually a beautiful thing because, upright, this is, she's coming from a place of lack. She's looking in this mirror and she's seeing everything that she doesn't have. You see, she's looking in and she's not seeing how amazing she is and everything that she does have and all of her blessings and how beautiful she is. Instead, she's thinking, oh, I'm a pauper. I don't have this. My hair's a wreck. Oh my gosh. So for some of you, up to this point, because again, this card's reversed, up until January, you have been coming from a place of lack. You have been focused on what you do not have, what you want, but seems to continually be out of your reach, out of grasp. Because also, This card upright is also holding on to something too tightly. You see that she's holding on to this shirt. Got a death grip on it. So also up to the beginning of January, you have been holding on to someone, something so tightly out of fear of releasing it. Now let's find out why. Okay. Bottom of this deck is change. So this is the overall energy for you this month. There's a lot of changing, and you'll notice. Now, I said that for a number of you this month it's going to be about moving, changing homes. Interestingly, he's packing up the car. He's not just packing up a suitcase for holiday weekend. He's packing up chairs, lamps, all of the belongings for inside the house to move, to relocate, moving to another home, moving to the next phase in your life. That's what this month is doing for you. To move into the new phase, you have to move out of the current phase. You have to move out of the current home, out of the current situation. Look at these cards because, you know, these cards, they feed off of each other. You know, typically, you would have this before this. Okay. To help you understand what my logic, what's going on here. So you have this card, lovers. Obviously, this is an intimate relationship. They're stuck in some warm, sexy, sausage, juicy embrace. That's some love. But then you have this family room. And in the family room, in old homes, what they would have is when you first entered the home, you would enter the formal parlor. And then off of the formal parlor would be this room that was called the drawing room, which is actually what this room is. And the drawing room is the room where you would welcome and entertain your very closest friends and family. That's where you could share intimate details. You could share secrets, juicy secrets, intimate details, what's going on with your life. Things that you don't want anyone to know but those who you are closest with. And then you have this message of concern, and this is obviously a message that has come in that's very alarming. She's got her hand to her chest in like shock, surprise, because it's some news that she wasn't expecting. It was some news she did not want to receive. It can be sad news. It can be heartbreaking news. It can also be having our delusions or illusions, you know, having to face the uncomfortable truth, facing the truth of something. And that's where a number of you are going to be in January, the first half of January. Because up until this point, you have been holding on to this relationship, this connection, very, very tightly. So this is, for a number of you, a romantic partner. Now, this can sometimes be an intimate relationship. Someone you know, so it could be a very close best friend. But for most of you, it's this love, because she's got her hand on her heart. So for most of you, this was a love connection. This was someone you felt a very, very deep connection with. You thought they were the one. But if you notice, no one's in this family room. No one. She's not in there. He's not in there. No one's in there. The room is empty. So although when you met this person, sparks flew, you felt amazing connection. You've been alone for a very, very, very long time, because this is the current time. This is where you are right now. You're alone. They're not there. This isn't the love. This isn't the connection. This isn't what you want. And you've been holding on for so long, because until you've come to this point, this has been upright. You've been holding on. You've not been wanting to let it go. You also weren't seeing things for what they were. Now, not to say that there's not a deep connection, because for a number of you, there really is a deep divine connection. This could be a soulmate. This could be a twin soul. This could be someone that you did, in fact, have a deep connection with. Okay, for a number of you, say it was a soulmate. You know, you did feel a deep connection with them. But they're not there. And in January, you're going to finally come to the realization that, you know, as much as it hurts for me to accept this truth and face the truth, you're going to finally face the truth of they aren't here. We're not together. We're not snuggling and loving up on this couch together. He's not here. I'm not here. This lack for too long, this hasn't been what I wanted it to be. For years, this has not been what I wanted it to be. I'm no longer going to sit here on my own, not having the relationship. I'm not going to continue to stand in this place of lack. I'm going to let it go. Now's the time. I'm just going to let it go. And it's very, for a number of you, it is very difficult, but it is something that's been very difficult leading up to this point because you've been contemplating it for some time now. And for some of you, the thing that might help you let go is you may get some news about them being with someone else. But for the majority of you, it really is just finally coming to that final realization of, I've kept hoping, I've kept thinking, I've kept wanting. It's not, it's almost like you're going to come to this point of looking at it logically, which is what this card's about. You're going to come to the state of just logically, it is not what I want it to be. They are not taking the actions that I desire. I have to let this go. I have to accept things at face value and let it go. Because that often is where things get to. And I'm not going to go into the twin dynamics with that. But because for a lot of you, this is a soulmate connection. Because it could really go, we could drag this reading out to 3 hours. We're not going to do that if we go into the twin flame dynamics and why you got to let them go and all that. We're not going to do that today. So, second half of January, you have the Emperor. At the bottom it says you use logic. Again, logic. Some point we just have to accept things logically for like they are. Take me in my retirement. I have not been paid since November 28th. I'm being told I may not get paid till February or March. So this past week I'm thinking, holy crap, what am I going to do? I like all of you. Bills, holidays. I have medical bills over $1,400 a month. It's expensive. I could sit there and continue to pray and, okay, I know God's going to come through for me. I know God's going to come through for me. I know that God's going to come through for me. And I have complete faith. God is going to come through for me. But this week, logic had to kick in of, hey, they still haven't put money in my account. I still don't have an LES for my retirement pay or my combat pay. I need to do something. Yes, I have faith God's going to help me, but I have to do something. Because logic kicks in. We can't just be one-sided of everything. And that's what the Emperor is. The Emperor is balance. Yes, he has heart. Yes, he has passion. Yes, he has all of that. But at the same time, he makes solid, sound, logical decisions based off of how things factually are. I live in the clouds all the time, constantly hearing from my invisible friends on the other side. But there comes a point that we have to have logic. We have to be grounded. I mean, we are still in a physical reality where we have to be grounded in that. At the bottom, it does say use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized, a firm but compassionate leader. Because the Emperor, he has heart, but he also has logic. And it's by having that balance that he has been able to step into becoming the Emperor. I mean, he is not the king. He is above the king. He is an Emperor. In order to make our hopes and dreams become a reality, it takes more than just love and passion. There needs to be logical decisions. There needs to be careful contemplation and evaluation and action. So think about it, to put it in a different perspective of not love. Think about it if you want to start a business. Maybe you love basket weaving. Maybe that's your favorite hobby. Maybe you've been doing that since you were young. And you're like, you know what? I want to start a basket weaving company because I just love making some baskets. But you're so passionate about it and just, your love just radiates through these baskets that you make and you give people and they just cherish them so much. And you're like, I can just add value to people's lives by making these and I'm going to make a business of this. I'm going to do it because you have this passion, this drive, this excitement. It fills your heart with joy. And you sit and you think about it, you daydream about it, and you daydream about it, and you daydream about it. You're by yourself. You're sitting in your parlor. You're sitting in your family room. You're sitting in this state of contemplation, enjoying your little drawing room, drawing up your plans, drawing up your thoughts, thinking about it, fantasizing about it, because that's your dream. It's what you want. But if you don't ever actually draw up a business plan, if you don't bring in the actual logical side of it, if you don't draw up a business plan, if you don't establish an LLC, if you don't apply for a business loan, if you don't get someone to financially back it, you will never have the basket weaving company that you dream of having. Because it takes more than just the heart side. It also takes the logical side. And it's also like that with love and romance. You can love someone so deeply. So deeply. But if at the end of the day, when logic kicks in, if they still months after months after months are not there and you're still by yourself all the time, the logical side has to kick in and be like, well, you know, I'm amazing. I mean, like, look at me. I am a catch. I'm not going to sit here by myself. I'm not going to put my life on hold anymore. They are not giving me what I am deserving to receive. They are not giving me the things that I want. This hope and dream and vision of this life with them isn't what I have. So I now have to look at it logically and make some decisions. And it doesn't just have to be with people of love. It can be family members. Okay. I'm going to move these down here. Move these. Okay. Well, on a good note, Gemini, you got the Great Fortune, and that is the most positive, optimistic, powerful. Woo! This is the card you want to get. You've got that. Unfortunately, though, you've got it on this side of the false person. It'd be better if it was on this side of the false person, because that means, guess what? You cut them and all your dreams come true. But it's at least in the spread, so that's good. So you have, and this is clarification for your second half of the month on the Emperor. So you have this Great Fortune, false person, adjudication. This is more like letting go. And I really wish I could just make it totally general. So maybe if we fling some spaghetti at the wall, it'll catch somebody. But I can't. I mean, I could say, okay, maybe you received some money and this person's trying to take it from you, so you're going to take them to court. But that's not what I'm being told. Because actually receiving money, it's a different card in this deck. This is really about your wishes coming true, your hopes, your dreams, everything that you desire coming true. But what it's saying, Gemini, is that by looking at things logically and in a balanced way, by truly looking at the big picture, you have the opportunity to turn things around positively, to turn things around in your favor. If you decide to cut out this false person. Now, these could be two separate people that you're cutting out. It could be because you're not cutting this person out. This person's just not around. You're just making a decision. You're letting them go. Letting it go. You're not holding on to that anymore. And that's going to be the first half of January. So maybe what happens for some of you in January, you finally decide that, okay, I've been holding on to this love, this hope, this dream for a while. You know what? I'm just going to let go and let God take care of it. And then maybe the second half of the month rolls around, and since you're clearing house, you're preparing for your amazing, magical 2019. Well, maybe what happens then is you're like, okay, well, now I've got this family member or this friend or this toxic coworker, and you know, I'm going to look at it. And well, I'm going to cut that too. I'm going to cut them too, because I know that they've not been treating me right. I know that they're doing deceptive, hurtful things behind my back. And I'm going to make, because adjudication is also, it's make a decision. This is the last card. So essentially what this is saying is you can turn things around and get things headed into the right direction. You have so much opportunity right now to turn things around in your favor if you see things for what they are with this false person and you make a decision, a logical decision to bring things into balance. Now, it could be cutting them out, or it could be bringing things balance, like laying down some boundaries. Because if it's a family member, say it's a loved one, you can't cut your mother out of your life. So you have to set healthy boundaries with her. You know, it doesn't matter what the person's title is. The person could be your twin flame. They could be your twin soul. They could be your mother. They could be your brother. It doesn't matter what their title, what their connection is to you. They still don't have the right to treat you poorly. They still don't have the right to treat you in a controlling, manipulative, unloving, uncaring fashion. They still don't have the right to take advantage of you. Because for some of you, they're taking advantage of you and your kindness. Doesn't matter who they are. They have no right to do that. So for some of you in the second half of January, you're just going to be setting some healthy boundaries. You're like, okay, I'm making the decision. Bam, I'm stepping in power as the emperor. And I'm going to let them know in a kind, loving way of, here's your line. Here's your boundaries. I love you. I really do. But you don't get to lie to me anymore. You don't get to manipulate me anymore. And that's when those things will turn around. So, Gemini. Woo. This is a month. But you know what the beautiful thing of it is? That after this month, once you do these things, you're going to have the foundation ready in February. You're going to have some awesome stuff coming in. Now, as far as what the angels are recommending that you do, you have this view from above. This is get the big picture. You see this woman, she's in this hot air balloon. And she's looking down. She is really taking in the big picture. She's looking at everything. Everything, again, like the emperor. Big picture. But this is about taking the time this month to look at what is important and what is not important. What is worthy of your effort, your time, and what is not. And if it's not worthy of it, it's time to cut it out, get rid of it. This is also a time for you to look at your future. What is it that you want in your future? What is it that you want to create? If the situation or situations that you are in right now are not what you want to have in your future, if in your future you don't want to have this little empty room, if you want this filled with people and love and laughter and joy, well, then you need to make changes now. Or this will continue. Because for some of you, that's continued for quite some time. Hence why the time has come for you to make these changes. You know that, again, that's what this card's about. This card's about you've come to the fact and that you know it's time to let some stuff go. You're just having a little bit of a challenge, and most of us have difficulty letting things go. I mean, most of us humans, we don't even like to order something outside of the norm when we go to our regular restaurants. We are creatures of habit. We will always get the same chicken Alfredo with the wedding soup. Even if we go there once a week, and we've been going there once a week since we were 8 years old, we will always get the chicken Alfredo with the wedding soup because we're creatures of habit. Even if it's boring, even if we see that someone else has an entree that looks quite yummy and delicious, and we kind of think it'd be nice to try it, but no, we're going to get our chicken Alfredo with our wedding soup because that's just what we do. It's okay to change, Gemini, because the change is going to make things better for you. You're tired of this chicken Alfredo and this wedding soup. You're ready for this. So think this month about what it is that you want. What do you want in your future? And if that is an area and that's something that you don't have right now, make some changes. And Archangel Michael wants to help you with those changes. You have the other card is Ask Archangel Michael for help with this situation, or in some of your cases, situations, plural. At the bottom, there's a prayer. It says, Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with and describe the situation. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times. Now, the 2 cards, there were 2 decks that they had me pull the cards from the bottom. You have this one. It says, begin now, take your first step. You are heading down a new path. You are going in a new direction. You are going to be leaving people behind. That's okay. You notice they're kindly waving at each other. They're kindly waving. You got 2 people waving. You got 1 person waving. Off he goes. They're not filled with anger. They're not screaming. They're not throwing things at him. I hope you trip on a rock on your way and break your ankle. There's no animosity. It's on friendly terms. It served its purpose in the circle. He's moving on to greater, bigger adventures. He's starting now. In order to start down that new path, well, he's got to walk away from the current stuff. That's where you're at, Gemini. The other thing is you're being encouraged to be happy. Because since it has been difficult and things haven't been going as you'd anticipated and you'd hoped, it's kind of been discouraging. So you have the card decide, be happy now. There is a prayer on the bottom. Thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all the goodness in life. So begin with like a gratitude journal. That's going to be something that's going to help you look at things more positively and optimistically. It's going to raise your vibration. It's going to bring in some more happiness for you. It sounds kind of silly, but if you just trust and try it, at the end of every day, think of the things that you are grateful for. Or you can keep a little notebook in your car, in your purse, and as you come across little things like, you know, I'm thankful for the person who bought me a cup of coffee. I'm thankful that it did not rain on my head today. I am thankful that the sun finally came out in Ohio after 4 cloudy days in a row. Whatever it is that you're thankful for, write it down. And you'll find that that list every day will start to grow and grow and grow and grow, because as you come from a state of gratitude and happiness and optimism, you get more of that. So that's going to help shift things for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these real quick. Go ahead and start thinking about a question that you have. Maybe something that's still a burning question of yours. Maybe something I did not answer. Maybe something totally unrelated. I don't know. It's your question. But think about it. We're going to pull an angel answer card. And I'm going to read the book for you because you might find some messages in the book. Okay, got your question. I've already prayed over them, shuffled them. Let's... Oh my gosh. You're like a second or third sign where the angel answer card, whatever it was you were asking, is in total alignment with everything that they've been saying in your reading. So at least they're consistent. It removes any confusion. So you have let go. The time has come to let go of this situation. Stop focusing on how or when it will be solved or even why it occurred. Relationships that are unhealthy or unfulfilling should be released in order to allow something better to come along. Don't worry. God and your angels have everything under control. A key aspect to manifesting your desires is to ask for what you want and then release it to heaven. If you've drawn this card, you may be holding on too tightly to the way your dreams will unfold. And they just clinked on my glass door, French doors behind me. So that, for someone out there, that was for you. They were hitting the glass just for you. Stop holding on so tightly. Make a wish and then leave the rest to your angels. So Geminis, I hope that helps. I look forward to hearing what happens in February after you let all this stuff go. Because you have gifts coming in, and I can't wait to hear about these gifts that you're going to begin to receive in February and beyond. So Happy New Year. It is a Happy New Year. Trust, it is a Happy New Year. And it's going to get better and better and better for you. 2019 has a whole lot of gifts coming in for you, Gemini. You just have this last month of preparation. Because you can't embrace something new if you're still holding to the old. You got to let that old go so your arms are all ready to pull in the happiness and these love boats and all these things coming your way. So I wish you the best. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Lots of love, lots of joy, and lots of blessings. I'll talk with you again soon.